Good evening, Dan Professor Kaiser here. Changing it up a little bit, I've got a NFL season's win total free play for you right now. I'm looking at the wins total here for the Washington Commanders as it sits at 6.5. When I'm looking back and doing this report on Washington's season last year, I guess it wasn't as bleak as I remember it to be. They finished 8-1 last season, and they had three games that if they could have won one of those games, they would have more than likely made the playoffs. They had two games against the Giants, and a game against the Browns, but lo and behold, they couldn't win one of those games and they missed the playoffs. I think Vegas is setting this line at 6.5. I guess Vegas thinks they're going to take a step back, and I can see why they might. I can say I can see why they would say that. Uh, but on the bright side, Daniel Snyder is out, so that failed experiment is now over. They have a new offensive coordinator in Eric Bieniemy coming over from the Chiefs. He should bring some freshness to this offense. Well, unfortunately for the Commanders, he did not bring Patrick Mahomes with him. He's going to have to work with Sam Howell as a starting quarterback right now, and Jacoby Brissett in the backup role. Howell in college looked really good one year, and then he lost all his weapons. And the year he came out for the draft, he wasn't as good as the year before. I'm not sure what you can expect from him right now. I think it's going to take him some time to get used to the NFL offense and and the speed in the NFL. So we'll have to wait and see. I guess if you're looking at this offense, the receiver room is the best group on the offensive side. You have Terry McLaurin, who played really well last year. Second year starter, Jahan Dotson played really well, and they should get a healthy Curtis Samuel back. The thing that carries this Redskins team and will carry them this year would be their defense, especially their defensive line. Their tackles are outstanding with Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, and Fedarian Mathis holding down the front. And if they can keep Chase Young and he can stay healthy, that will give him a much needed pass rush from the outside. And as we know in the NFL, if you get a good pass rush, it makes your defensive backfield better. And to address that, they did draft two cornerbacks with their first two picks. So hopefully that'll help shore up the secondary. But I just have to look at the schedule. They have the eighth toughest schedule, and besides their division, they play the AFC East, San Francisco, the Rams, Seattle, Atlanta, Chicago, Arizona, and Denver. They will need to win all the toss-up games, which I consider Arizona, Chicago, and Atlanta, and pull off a couple surprises and win two games in the division to get to 7 wins. The defense is good enough, but I'm not sold on the quarterback position with Howell. And in saying that, I see them getting maybe 5 or 6 wins. It's going to be a push for them to get 7.5. So my play, if you're looking for a total wins bet on the Commanders, I would take the under 6.5. I think they're going to fall a bit short this season. So there you go. Commanders under 6.5 wins.